this morning we woke up to a little bit of a surprise. Our little baby here isn't feeling too well. We went to the beach yesterday and since coming home, she hasn't eaten. She's thrown up last night. She threw up a few times last night in her crate. She's thrown up already in bed and she had very bad diarrhea as well. So we're worried that she ingested way too much sand. So we're gonna take her to the vet and see how it goes. You guys will get to see what it's like going to the vet here in Portugal, and hopefully we can figure out what's going on with her. She's just not herself today. Like, she's not doing her usual Sophie things. We're still getting some tail wags, but she's been very lethargic, very chill, and we just want to make sure everything's okay and catch anything still in its early stages if there is something wrong with her. So let's go. Sophie, do you want to go for a car ride? Do you want to go for a car ride? Come on, let's go. Come on, let's go for a car ride. Come on. Yeah, you can tell something's off. She doesn't even want to go for a car ride. Come on, do you want to go for a car ride? Do you want to go for a car ride? Yeah, our Sophie would love to go for a car ride, so clearly something is up. Okay, come on, let's go. Come on, baby, let's go. Come on, you can do it. Let's go. Come. I could just tell that something was off with Sophie right away this morning. Other than the fact that she's throwing up, she has diarrhea, you can tell it's uncomfortable when she's lying down and sitting. She still has her regular mobility. It's just really important though that we go to the vet, we make sure that everything's okay with her, and we can figure out what has happened so that we can treat her and make sure she's back to being her happy, healthy self. So we're at the vet right now. It's gonna take 20 to 30 minutes for her to be seen by a vet, but I think it's just better just to know that she's safe and that she'll be okay. And if she needs any medication to help support her, at least we're getting that, and she's gonna be okay and taken care of. Right, Sophie? Yeah, baby. My mom came with me and Sophie to the vet. I wanted to make sure that even though I have a pretty good understanding of Portuguese, I didn't lose anything in translation when we tried to figure out what's been going on with Sophie. Sophie, of course, really loves her grandmommy and she loves her cuddles as well. So while we waited, Sophie got some cuddles. You may be wondering how I could tell that something was off with Sophie just based on the fact that she was throwing up and had diarrhea, which she's obviously had before, but she had a lot of it. And not only that, it was just pure sand. Showing you her pillow, you can just see how much sand she threw up, and also when she went potty as well, it was just pure sand. So clearly she inhaled a lot of sand at the beach yesterday. Been to the beach with her before. We've had no issues before with her at the beach, but this time was clearly too much sand, and I was definitely worried while we were eating at the vet that she might have had an impaction. And for those of you that may not know, an impaction at the beach can actually occur when your dog eats way too much sand. That's why it's super important whenever you take your dog to the beach that you don't play certain games with them or use certain toys that collect too much sand, because automatically as soon as your dog is putting that toy in their mouth time and time again, they're ingesting that sand, and it could require either surgery or fluids in order to treat an impaction. And that's why it is super important to be aware of your dog when they're at the beach so they're not ingesting too much sand. You feeling okay? Huh? You take a little nap? Okay, so we got back from the vet, and turns out the amount of time she's already thrown up so far overnight and this morning, we're thinking that she's probably passed most of the sand, so she shouldn't have an impact or a blockage of sand collecting in her intestines. So she got an injection at the vet to help her with the pain and just to kind of deal with the discomfort that she's feeling. And then we've also got some medication for her as well and some probiotics to help her with her gut and just helping her feel better again. So I'm going to show you guys what that looks like. And I'm also going to let Sophie rest for a little bit. I'm going to take everything off of her and just let her chill out for the afternoon so that she hopefully feels better soon. Yeah. Hey, baby.
Oh, who's gonna get some chicken?
Now, the vet recommended for us to give Sophie something different to eat for the next 4 days while she takes both the medication and the probiotics. We had already tried giving her some plain eggs in the morning. That's usually something she really enjoys, but clearly it shows she was not feeling well. But already by the end of the night, as we were making this special chicken and rice for her for dinner, You can already tell she's starting to get back to her normal self. Her tail is wagging and she is very excited as we hype her up to get her excited for this special meal. And we've got Karina 40 Flora, which is supposed to help Sophie and her digestive tract.
Oh, that's a lot. Okay, let's hope she'll eat it.
Pretty she will. I'm always like, I'm gonna mix it in so she doesn't know. Meanwhile, Sophie's like, I will eat anything right now. I didn't record me hiding the pill that Sophie has in her food. So this is the medication she's taking to help her feel better. And of course, there's also the flora that I added in there. She had no problem eating this food, regardless of the fact that there was extra things hidden in it. She ate all of it so well. She loved it. And this was a perfect sign showing that she was on her way to recovery because she's willing to eat and she wasn't able to throughout the whole day. I was so happy, you guys. You have no idea to see that Sophie was eating and that her appetite was back already by the end of the day. She was also interested in her toys too just before bedtime, which is always a good sign. But of course, over the next few days, I wanted to make sure that there weren't any other symptoms or any signs that she was still suffering from dealing with this sand ingestion. I continued giving her her medication and her probiotics as the vet told me to do until the supply was done. And let me tell you guys, this was a big wake-up call. So, good news. Sophie is feeling so much better. Like, you can even just tell looking at her. Hi, baby. Are you feeling better? Yeah. So, the vets gave us 4 days of medication. So, we had to break up a little pill, give it to her every morning for 4 days. And then she's also been taking some flora to help with her gut health, to also help pass any sand that she may still have in her. So thankfully, she didn't have a sand impaction. She was just feeling a lot of pain and a lot of discomfort because she did ingest a lot of sand on the beach day. Overall, our experience with the vet in Portugal was really good. The veterinarian was just amazing, and she even called us the next day to see how Sophie was doing. And while Sophie has been experiencing this pain from the sand that she's ingested, she only really had pain and seemed unlike herself the first day. After she started taking the medication and the flora, she was back to her normal self, willing to play, willing to do everything Sophie related. So I definitely think this was a wake-up call to be extra cautious with her at the beach. We will still go to the beach with her, but we won't be playing with any toys so that she's not ingesting any extra sand. And we're also not going to play that sand kicking game that she loves. But I just want to make sure that you guys are also aware of how important it is to make sure that you're aware of what your dog is doing when you take him to the beach. Watch out to see how much sand they're ingesting. See if they're drinking too much water, regardless of whether you're going to a lake, a river, an ocean, whatever it may be. Our dogs just get so excited when they finally get to be a beach puppy, and we don't realize that although they look super cute digging in the sand and chasing after a ball on the beach, there could be some really negative health consequences if we're not careful. So just keep that in mind if you're ever planning on taking your dog to the beach and enjoying a nice beach day, that you can still have fun without risking your dog's health or even their life. I'm gonna let Sophie rest up some more. She definitely needs it, but she's back to her normal self and we couldn't be happier. I hope this video helps you guys know what to do if you ever plan on taking your dog to the beach and what could possibly happen so that you take those preventative measures to make sure that you and your puppy are safe on your beach day. Thanks so much for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe, and we'll see you again next time. Bye, guys. Say bye-bye. Yeah, say bye-bye.